Hey friends, if this is your first time here, I'm Mel and welcome to my kitchen. This is where I love sharing quick and easy recipes each week in the hopes that you and I can both get a family dinner on the table, quick, easy, budget friendly, and without spending all night in the kitchen. Tonight's no exception. I've got two absolutely delicious, cozy fall dinners. I think I'm going to throw in a quick and easy dessert, and please watch all the way through. I have a special announcement that is very near and dear to my heart, and I don't want you to miss it. So let's get started. Tonight we're making another kind of one skillet chicken meal. This one is made with boars and cheese, and I've made some things with this before. I really like it, but it's been mainly pasta dishes. But tonight we're making it with some chicken breasts. Gonna make like a creamy sauce for it. And these, of course, are your pantry staple, easy to find, most of us have on hand ingredients. If you've been here at least once before, you know I love a one skillet meal. Anything that you can prepare with less dishes is fine for me. And I also love things that are low prep. And the only thing that I've got to do to get ready for this dish is to dice up half of this onion, and I'm using a Vidalia onion. We're going to heat about a tablespoon of butter and a good generous tablespoon of olive oil in my big skillet here on top of the stove. I'm using 4 thin sliced chicken breasts, putting them in this hot oil and butter. If you've got the big thick ones, just go ahead and butterfly them. I'm going to season mine with some Auntie Nonos, and this is salt, but it also has onion powder and garlic powder. And I'm also going to crack some black pepper on it. I'm going to cook it like this about 5 or 6 minutes, flip it over, season up the other side, cook it another 5 or 6 minutes. You just want to make sure you get it to an internal temperature of 165 degrees. There's nothing smells any better than fried chicken in some oil and butter cooking up. Now that our chicken's done, I'm just going to move it off to a little plate back here. And we are going to make our sauce right here in this skillet with all these delicious drippings. I've still got a decent amount of grease and stuff, but I'm just going to add a little bit more oil. And what the hey, let's put a smidgen more butter. Now I'm going to add in that half of an onion. We're just going to saute this for 4 or 5 minutes till these onions get a little bit browned up and get nice and kind of soft and translucent. Another one of my favorite scents is onions frying up in a skillet. Guys, I don't know what is happening to me. Friends, I don't know what is happening to me recently. I don't know if I'm just super strong when I'm tightening stuff, but I ain't been I can't even talk. I ain't been able to open a jar for nothing recently. It is a struggle. When the onions are almost done, I'm going to add in a nice spoonful of some minced garlic. Don't want to add that as soon as I put my onions in, because I definitely don't want my garlic to get scorchy tasting. Couple minutes and it's perfect. Now we're going to add in about 3/4 cup of chicken broth. And finally, we're going to add the namesake of this dish, the boars and cheese. It comes in a wedge like this. Right here's what the box looks like. I'm using the garlic and fine herbs variety or flavor of it. It comes in a couple of different flavors. I've bought this at Kroger and Food Line. Both of them have a pretty good deli bakery, and that's where I find it, is in the refrigerated section of my bakery deli area, where you find kind of gourmet cheese spreads and that kind of stuff. And it's good to eat just right out of this block with some crackers. It's perfect on a little charcuterie board, but most people have heard of it. It's very popular right now. And I'm just stirring this boursin cheese in until it's kind of all melted down. It's gonna make a really yummy, creamy sauce, especially with all those onions in there. It's gonna make it really flavorful. You just want this to get a little bit bubbly. And then I'm gonna sprinkle in some parsley and stir that in. If you had fresh, that would be beautiful. You could also wilt some spinach down in here. That would be a great addition to this dish. Now that I've kind of got it where I want it, I'm going to take my chicken breast and nestle it right back down in here. And don't forget all the juices that's on your plate from your chicken. You don't want to leave that out. That's yummy, yummy flavor. I was thinking about drizzling the sauce over the top of this chicken, but you know what? I'm going to wait because I think this would make a very pretty presentation with the chicken, you know, the brownness actually kind of showing through. Just going to let that chicken kind of get heated back up in here. But let that, you know, come back up to heat and it's ready to serve. I'm going to make a little something that you have never seen me make on my channel because I don't normally like peas. Well, let me preface that. I like frozen peas when you put them in a salad and they kind of thaw out, but I've never really liked warm peas. But every now and again, I used to eat them, and when I did, I always got these Le Sueur brand, the very young, small, sweet peas. But when I found this recipe, she had it with mashed potatoes and peas on the side. And those peas looked so good. And I thought, you know, it's been a long time. I'm going to get me a can of Le Sueur peas, butter, salt and pepper. Let's heat them up and see if I like them any better now. Got my little peas simmering back here. And I have to say, they don't look too bad. I might like them. My mama would be proud. She loves peas. One of her favorite meals is to have meatloaf, and you gotta have mashed potatoes and peas. And I'm always like, oh, could we just not have green beans? But I had to say, Mom, these look good. You'll be proud. And for those of you who have been around here a while, you know I love some instant mashed potatoes. I don't remember if I've had the baby reds before, but I'm gonna make those today. The way I doctor mine up is I bring the water up to a boil, just like the package instructions say. I use a little bit less water than what it calls for. After I initially stir in the potato flakes, I'll come back in with a little bit of half and half milk, heavy whipping cream, maybe some sour cream, mayonnaise, cream cheese, whatever you got in the dairy department to kind of even out the amount of milk I needed, and then salt, pepper, butter, and these are delicious. Yeah, I've not had these. I would have remembered they've got the skins in there, just like you made them your very own self cutting up those potatoes. I love that. We're doing delayed gratification today. Let's try these peas. That's pretty good. I've not had peas in a long time, but those Le Sueur peas, they're the best. Taters are delicious. I can hardly wait. This is absolutely delicious. I may have went a little heavy on the salt. I wasn't thinking about that boursin cheese being salty, so maybe don't go as heavy on the salt as I did, but man, this is delicious. I'm gonna go over here and put me a YouTube inappropriate amount of this sauce on here and eat. This is a good one, guys. The only regret I have about this dish is that I waited so long to try it. I also think this would be awesome done with some boneless pork chops. And I forgot, this one only has about 350 calories, not including mashed potatoes. Friends, I just wanted to take a minute and I wanted to start by saying thank you. Thank you so much for being here week in and week out. April of this year marks 2 years that I've been posting on YouTube, and some of you noticed back in June, our channel hit 100,000 subscribers. Now that is something to be excited about, but I didn't say a whole lot about it on here at the time. Many of you guys noticed and reached out, and it blessed my heart. Thank you so much for doing that. But I don't know, I just felt kind of awkward about it. I'm just me. I felt kind of funny about it. I guess the reason I didn't want to make a big show of it is because 100,000 subscribers, that's an awesome thing. But you know what? It meant just as much to me every week when only 1,000 of you guys showed up. It's not necessarily the number that meant so much to me, but it's each individual one of you that means the world to me. I've tried to keep it real here, be transparent, be honest, and you guys have embraced me and I have embraced you. This channel is about so much more than a number of subscribers that comes up on that homepage. Each one of you is special, you're unique, and you give me the most precious gift every week, and it's your time. You lift me up and encourage me, and you do the same for one another. And I dare say that is something you just don't find in social media everywhere. So I didn't want the number to overshadow the importance of each one of you individually. But that being said, I did want to do something kind of special, and I've been working on this, and if you haven't noticed, I'm a little bit picky. Things for myself, maybe not so much, but something that I'm going to do and put out for you, I'm pretty persnickety with it. So I've worked long and hard, and I'm ready to show you the official Momma Mel merch. Everything features my brand new logo, which I absolutely love. I think it embodies everything warm and cozy about our channel here. And ladies, we have a great variety of things to choose from for you. Lots of t-shirts, different sizes, different colors, different styles, a couple different kind of hoodies and hats, just anything and everything that you might want. I couldn't imagine creating merchandise without having an apron. I love it. Coffee mugs in a couple different colors, stickers, magnets, all the fun things for us all. And guys, I did not forget about you fellers that watch every week. I appreciate your support so much. I designed a couple special shirts just for you all with some very understated colors and designs in case you wanted to show your support. The merch shop is easy to find. From my homepage, we now have a tab called Store. Once you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that are available. When you click on an item, it'll take you off-site to the actual storefront, and you can go to the homepage and shop everything. If you're watching a video on your tablet or your phone, it's very convenient. The merch shelf will just pop up underneath the video. Same thing, you click on an item and it takes you to the off-site merch shop. And I'll always have it linked in my description box for you as well. And I think that my favorite items, of course, after the coffee mugs, are the aprons. They're such great quality. It has an adjustable neck, but it doesn't tie. It's very roomy, and you have two nice big pockets on the front. But this little t-shirt right here, this is called the curvy cut. I've been waiting my whole life for this t-shirt. I absolutely love it. I think everything looks really neat and classic. Be sure and tag me on Instagram and Facebook whenever you get your merch in. I'd love to see you using it, wearing it, and enjoying it. I couldn't very well launch this merchandise shop without giving some goodies away to you. So I'm going to randomly choose 3 winners today. Each one of you can choose an item from my merch shop, and I'll send it to you for free. All you have to do is leave a comment in today's video. If you can remember the first recipe you ever made that you found on my channel, I would love to hear that. If not, just leave your favorite or a well wish. We'll close the giveaway at 8 p.m. Eastern Time next Wednesday night. When the winners are chosen, I'll leave it in a community post on my channel, and I'll also try to go back and tag your comment on this video, so be sure and be looking for that. Again, I just want to say thank each and every one of you so much for all your love and your support, and you bless my heart every week. So let me show you another recipe, and good luck to each one of you. Tonight we're making an easy ravioli sauce. This looks like a lot of stuff out here to make it, but it's really not. I just went ahead and measured out my ingredients beforehand. That's what the recipe writer said to do, just because when you're making a sauce, things happen quick. Of course, you've got to have the raviolis to go with it. I'm going to start this sauce with 3 tablespoons of butter Just gonna melt that down in our skillet. Your butter is nice and melted down. We're gonna go in with about 3 cloves of garlic. I just kind of eyeball this, but I would err on the side of more rather than less. We're just gonna saute that in about 2 minutes. I measured out about 2 tablespoons of flour into my little Apple Barn shot glass. We're going to stir that in and cook that down about 2 minutes. You just want to kind of get the flour smell and taste cooked out. I used to be real intimidated by sauces, and I've learned they're not hard and they really don't take long. You just can't leave them. You got to stay right with them kind of at this point, and I'm not always the best at doing that. I like to multitask. At this point, we're going to add in some tomato paste. Mine's got a little bit melted, but I've got to where when I open a can of tomato paste, I flatten it out in a Ziploc baggie here and I freeze it. And you can actually just break off the amount you need. Mine's, like I said, thawed out just a little bit. My friend Angie taught me that trick. Her channel's called If the Creek Don't Rise. And I'm with tomato paste like I am with garlic. I always go for a little bit more if I can. Get that all stirred up, and let's get some seasonings in here. We're going to use a half a teaspoon of onion powder. Calls for a half a teaspoon of like mustard powder, but I'm just using a Dijon mustard that I have. Then I'm using an entire teaspoon of Italian seasoning. It called for a couple half a teaspoons of some things that are in Italian seasoning, so I just use a whole teaspoon of Italian. Now get that kind of muddled all together here. Now it's time to add some liquid. I'm going to start with some chicken broth, and I'm just doing a little bit at a time. The recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup, but I'm a little short. I've got about a half a cup here. And I am cooking mine on really not even a medium, just right below medium heat. Now I've got 1.5 cups of half and half in total, but I'm going to do this the same way. I'm going to stir it in and incorporate it just little amounts at a time. This smells absolutely delicious. If you wanted to, you could throw you a little crushed red pepper in here or a little hot sauce. Once everything gets mixed together in here, I've just brought it up to a boil just for a minute, and then I'm just going to cut it down and I'm just going to let this simmer away. Now that this is simmering, I'm going to add in 3 ounces of cream cheese that's softened. I'm sorry, I think I said 3 ounces of cream cheese. It's actually 3 tablespoons, and that's actually 1.5 ounces. You know how cream cheese comes with the ounces marked on a block? It's 1.5 ounces or 3 tablespoons. Now I'm going to stir in this can of Rotel, and I did drain it pretty well, but I did save the juice because we might want to use that to thin our sauce out a little bit later, and the juice off that Rotel would give this a lot of flavor. Now you can use fresh tomatoes here if you want to. That smells good. This is just a very aromatic little sauce. It smells so good, and it's easy. I'm telling you, friends, if it ain't easy, I ain't doing it. You know me. We are going to stir in about 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm just eyeballing this. I've already got a little bit down in there. Now stirring this in, I kind of like the consistency of this, the thickness, but I know it's only going to get thicker, so I'm going to cut it down here, and I think I am going to add just a little bit of the juice off that Rotel. We'll see what that does to it. Of course, if you've already strained off your Rotel, or you don't have any tomato juice off your tomatoes if you've cut them or anything like that, just use some of your pasta water. While my sauce is cooking up, I'm going to boil up a 24-ounce bag of some cheese ravioli. My raviolis are done. I'm going to go over here and strain them, and let's bring them over here and get this all combined. They're very delicate now that they've been cooked up, so you just want to be real gentle. Maybe even use a spatula. My spoon's pretty flat. Just want to get them all covered and, get them all saucy. Got these nice and turned down on low. I'm just going to let them sit over here. I've got a super fun side dish to share with you. We are going to make some of that awesome air fryer tortilla garlic cheese bread. And all I have in tortillas are these humongous burrito size. So that's what we're going to use. 2 of them out here. Make sure your butter is really good and soft. And you want to spread your butter all over, all the way out to the corners. This is one of those recipes that's been kind of going crazy on TikTok. So, is it good for you? Probably not. But really, there's not much bread here, especially if you had a low carb tortilla. And I use real butter, none of that margarine stuff. When I saw these, it was like one of those aha moments. Like, I've been making cheesy garlic bread out of leftover hamburger and hot dog buns my whole adult life. Why didn't I never think about using my tortillas? I love using leftovers. Okie doke, both of mine are buttered. I'm going to work on mine one layer at a time just because of my space confines around here. But I've got a couple bags of mozzarella cheese I need to use up. So you're going to put mozzarella cheese all over both of these. You've got butter, then mozzarella cheese. Then we're going to sprinkle just a little bit of garlic powder, or a lot bit. You do you. And some Italian seasoning. Now, if you were working in a big kitchen, you would already have your top layer fixed and set it on top. Mine just has the butter on it because I'm working in a small space. So let's cheese this one up and season it up. Now, super duper carefully, I'm going to lift mine off of this cutting board over onto the basket for my air fryer. I've lined mine with some parchment paper just to help with cleanup. And I'm cooking mine at 375 degrees for 4 to 5 minutes. Just watch it close because everybody's air fryers cook different. Okay, this is one of those recipes that I wished I had never tried because this was so good. I find myself just wanting to make this to eat all the time just for a snack. It stole the show. If you like Papa John's cheesy sticks, this tastes just like it. And the ravioli sauce was absolutely wonderful. I don't think I told you, of course, you could use tortellini, any kind of filling in your ravioli or sausage. It's just all interchangeable, whatever you want. Also, you could throw veggies in that like spinach or anything like that. But this was just a delicious, super quick and easy meal. And like I said, that bread, it stole the show for us. I'm so sorry. And I could not wait to share this simple little cookie recipe with you. You start with a roll of refrigerated cookie dough. I'm using sugar cookie because we have a peanut allergy, but a peanut butter cookie would be a beautiful color and so delicious. I'm using a small cookie scoop and then rolling the dough into a ball in my hands. Place that on a parchment-lined baking sheet. And I am going to bake these at 350 degrees for 9 to 11 minutes. When you pull them out, you still want them to be puffy and kind of soft, but set. Then I'm taking chocolate melting disc, and I'm just sitting those in like the bottom half portion of the cookie. And then I'm using chocolate chips, 3 of them in sort of an arch to make a little paw print design. The chocolate will get so glossy as it warms up in the cookie, but it doesn't melt down into it. This is one of those quick little treats that is so much fun to make with your kids. No hassle at all. And these are perfect for tailgating. If any of your teams are any form of a cat, cougar, jaguar, tiger, whatever, or even a dog, these little paw prints are adorable. I wanted to share a few photos from our wedding shower that we had for Callie and Ryan over the weekend or so. We had these wonderful petit fours from the University of Tennessee Bakery. They were worth every bit of trouble to go over and get them, but we had a great time, and you'll recognize a lot of these faces. It's me and my girls, my mom and Patrick's mom, my sister-in-law, Callie's aunt, and we had such a great time celebrating the wedding and just the family. It was good to see everybody and get everybody together for a special occasion. We were really blessed to have Ryan's mom and his Grammy down to get to come to the shower and spend some time with us and meet some more of our extended family. And it's never a shower without a big table spread full of good food, so I knew that you would want to see plenty of that footage too. Friends, I thank you once again for all of your love and support. Appreciate you spending your time with me. You know I never take that for granted. Be sure and leave me a comment below of your first or your favorite meal that you've ever tried from my channel, so you'll be sure to get entered in the giveaway. I appreciate you, and until next time, I send you love from my kitchen, as always.